Good afternoon. This is Luke Thomas Holmquist here at the Earthquake Forecast Center, quakeprediction.com. It is 5:19 in the evening on Friday, July 12th. 5:19 in the afternoon, Friday, July 12th. And we're going to review what's been happening and also review what's going to happen. I don't know if you call that review or not, but we're gonna see what's going to happen here in the very near future. So we had forecasted a strong earthquake in the San Francisco Bay on the 11th into the 12th. That's this map here. Strong earthquake was likely the 11th to the 12th. Well, we did get a 3.0 and a 2.9 in the San Francisco Bay during that period, but this 6.4 hit northwest of California right at the peak risk for San Francisco, for the risk here, right at the time that was peaking. And you can see that graph over at on Twitter and the Quick Prediction Twitter feed. You can see that we had strong risk on the 11th, and at that very peak in risk is when this 6.4 hit northwest of California. So this map here is for yesterday and today, and so this risk still remains very high in the San Francisco Bay. And you can see we had if you zoom in here, 3.0 and a 2.5 and a 2.9 there in the San Francisco Bay during this warning. But we still could get something in that area, strong in that area, because look at this, the 12th into the 13th, very high risk remains, 90% risk in the San Francisco Bay, and the risk extends up into Northwest California as well. And then on the 13th into the 14th, you can see the very high risk, 93%, and up into Southwest Oregon, 92%, and near Eureka, down to Fort Bragg and Ukiah, very high risk in that area, and still pretty high risk in the San Francisco Bay at that time as well. And the risk begins to build down near the Salton Sea. On the 14th into the 15th, still 90% there near Eureka, a little bit of risk there, and then up 92% in Southwest Oregon. But the risk begins to build down near the Salton Sea, near Palm Springs, about 85% risk there. And near Coalinga, Parkfield, 85 to 80% risk in that area on the 14th to the 15th. July 15th to the 16th, high risk, 85% in the Los Angeles basin. So pretty significant risk there. Otherwise, Southwest Oregon, 85% risk there. So once again, we still have a very high risk in the San Francisco Bay through today. And then that risk is still high in the San Francisco Bay tomorrow, the 12th into the 13th, and 13th into the 14th. Still pretty high risk in San Francisco Bay, but the risk kind of moves up to the northwest portion of California at that time. Let's take a quick look at the Japan forecast. Right now it's the morning. It's about 8 or 9 in the morning over in Japan on the 13th. This is for the 13th. West of Tokyo here, there's a 90% risk there. Pretty significant risk there in west central Japan. And then on the 14th into the 15th, right there near Ibaraki, about 90% risk there. And 88 down here. And then, so pretty significant risk. The highest risk is in the Ibaraki area, just northeast of Tokyo, 14th to the 15th. And 85% risk down near Oita and Kumamoto. 15th to the 16th, still some pretty high risk, 90% risk there near Tokyo. And 92%, pretty significant risk near southeast of Oita and near Miyazaki and Kumamoto, pretty high risk, 92% there. In the south, 90%. Right there near Tokyo, the 15th to the 16th. And then the 16th to the 17th, pretty high risk right in the Tokyo, Chiba, Ibaraki area. 90%, very strong risk there in the Tokyo area. Could get a significant 4.5 to 5.0 is possible the 16th to the 17th. One more time real quick in the California, still some pretty high risk for the 11th to the 12th, and we're just coming to the end of the 12th, but still could get something in San Francisco Bay. Again, the peak in risk was on when that 6.4 hit up northwest of California, right up in that area there. Let's see. Yep, right there. That's when the peak in risk was on the 11th to the 12th. And 12th to the 13th, still high risk in the San Francisco Bay. And that moves up to the northwest, 13th to the 14th. And then the risk shifts down to the Salton Sea on the 14th to the 15th, and Los Angeles on the 15th to the 16th. Again, it's Luke Thomas Holmquist here at the Earthquake Forecast Center, quakeprediction.com. 274,000 followers, almost 20 years of research. And the forecasts are going really well over in Japan. You can check out their feed at, I think it's Twitter/Earthquake Japan, or x.com/Earthquake Japan is for the Japan forecast. So we'll talk to you again soon, and have a great weekend. Luke Thomas here at quakeprediction.com.